Hi, this is the Basic Units of Life, Chapter 1, Section 1. So, what we're going to learn today: describe a cell and explain some of its functions, explain what tissues are, and explain what organs are. All right, first slide. Living things are made up of cells. So, this is all living things are made up of multiple cells, either one cell or multiple cell. Okay, so every living thing in these pictures, including the elephant, the giraffe, the zebras, all these plants, all the fish in the water, are made up of multiple cells. This little blue thing, I forget what they are, I think Ebola, some kind of bacteria, but these are all single cells, but they're all living things. These are living organisms, all made up of cells. The cell is the basic unit of life. So these bad boys right here in the upper right hand corner is a plant cell and an animal cell are the basic units of life. All living things are made up of cells. Cells are found in all parts of animals, in all parts of plants. So every living thing is made up of cells. This right here covers most of our class. The cell is the basic unit of life. Since biology is the study of life, we're studying things made up of cells. All right, cells carry out many jobs. All right, we have skin cells. They work together to cover the skin, or to cover and protect. So the skin cells cover our muscles, they cover our bones, they protect us from getting sick. We have muscle cells. The muscle cells make muscle tissue. Those muscle cells allow us to move. Without muscle cells, our heart wouldn't beat. We wouldn't be able to walk. We have bone cells. They support and protect. So without the bones, we wouldn't be able to move. Without the muscles connected to the bones, we wouldn't be able to move. The nerve cells. These cells send information to and from our body, and they give us lots of important data. If it's cold outside, our nerve cells tell our brain, hey, it's cold. So nerve cells are important. And then blood cells. Without the blood cells carrying nutrients and things to our body, we would not be doing well. Bacteria. If I'm not at school, bacteria is probably the reason why. Bacteria are made of one cell. So these little guys are bacteria. It is one cell. Each one of these is one cell. They multiply millions of times. That's why we get sick. But some bacteria are good as well. All right, so when we see cells, they're really tiny. So we can't typically, we can't see cells with just our eyes. So they can only be seen with a microscope. We're doing just two types of microscopes. The microscopes we have at school that you guys usually see, or is just a plain microscope. It uses light to magnify objects to make them appear larger. When you get really fancy lab equipment, like Bradley University, I think, has one of these, you have an electron microscope. This uses beams of tiny particles to magnify objects even more. So you can see this picture here and this picture here. The bottom one is an electron microscope. It is much more detailed. All right, tissues. Tissues are groups of cells that are similar and work together to do a job. All right, so muscle cells join to make muscle tissues. Those muscle tissues make the muscles of our body. We have nerve tissue, bone tissue, and skin tissue. So the skin tissue combines to make the skin that protects our body. Bone tissues combine to make our bones. Nerve tissues combine to make our nerves. For plants, it's the same. The cells work together to make the tissues. So root cells make root tissues. So when you eat a potato, you're eating roots or root cells, same as if you're eating a carrot. All right. Other examples are leaves and stems. So all of those are jobs, but they have their unique cells that make their that do their work. All right, organs. So tissues join together, they form organs. So our main working parts of animals and plants that do special jobs. All right, so these things do special jobs. Animals have heart cells that make heart tissue or cardiac tissue combines together to make the heart, which is the organ. The heart's main job is to pump blood. The lung cells make lung tissue, which makes lung organ, which are lungs that help us breathe in oxygen and get carbon dioxide out of our body. Skin cells make skin tissue, which makes the skin that covers our body. Skin is our largest sense organ. It tells us if it's hot, it's cold, if something hurts. Okay, but all of those work together. We actually lose skin cells every day, but they're continually replaced. All right, so those three things are animals, organs. Then we have plants. The roots, root cells make root tissue that forms roots. The roots are the organ of the plant that takes in the water. Same thing. Stem cells, not stem cells, but the cells of the stem make stem tissue, which makes the stem that supports the plants. That lets the roots travel inside the stem to carry water up to the leaves. The stem also supports the leaves and other parts of the plants. So today, what we have done, we described a cell and explained some of its functions. We explained what tissues are and what organs are. We've explained the difference between tissues and organs. All right. You guys are going to have a quick review to complete on Google Classroom. All right. So complete the chapter 1.1 review. Take it as many times as you can until you get a 100. And have a good day.